when I was 14, my dad gave me a Death Note in my birthday gift. I'd spent a lot of time watching Death Note with him, and I watched the American interpretation of Death Note, and we both thought it was horrible. But when I got this Death Note, I spent a lot of time thinking, who would I kill if I had the real Death Note? And even though I knew I wouldn't kill anyone in real life, I ended up writing a name of some bully in elementary school that the world would be better without. So this has made me think, what are 5 scenarios that could happen if I actually got a Death Note? So just to catch you all up, to those who are unfamiliar with Death Note, here are the basic rules. So the human whose name is written in this note shall die. This note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his/her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, um, it, in writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So here are the 5 scenarios that I've thought of. And if you have other scenarios that are possible, then please share them in the comments. I'm actually interested in what you have to say here. So firstly, if I saw a Death Note, I could leave it because of disinterest. I might know what powers it had, or I might not know what sort of powers it had. Perhaps I was the type of person who didn't want it to affect the world in radical ways. I just wanted to live my quiet life. Or rather, I could just be the person who wouldn't want to be bothered by this kind of stuff. Or I could just be the type of person who saw a wet notebook, black notebook, and it didn't seem interesting to me at all. It looked like trash. So I just walked by and went on with my day. Secondly, I could have left this notebook because of my morals. I could have thought murder is wrong, and I personally think that killing is justified in some settings, like it could be justified in self-defense. But I do not want the authority of a Death Note wielder, and I don't want to act like a vigilante, because personally I don't feel like I have permission, authority. I don't feel it's legitimate if I kill anybody and I haven't been elected democratically, for instance. Like if the democracy legitimizes killing in a way that it's not murder, then democracy or politicians in a democracy might be able to wage war that is just. But I wouldn't be able to do this because it's only me and some demonic power that I wield, and that's just plain evil to me. I wouldn't trust the judgment of somebody wielding that kind of power. I'd trust so I don't think the way that you handle human life there is moral, and that's one way I could go. Firstly, I could have been disinterested, and secondly, I could have had some moral reasons why I would just leave it. Thirdly, I could have some selfish reasons why I would not use it, which are I didn't want to get caught. Now, as a Christian, I might think that God would judge me and at the last day for this, but I'm thinking of human authorities here. You might be realistic and think, I'm not that smart. I'm really not that smart. I can not use this without getting caught by somebody like ill, if I believed there was such an entity that was so smart. But I think personally, I'm not as smart as light, so I would probably get caught. But fourthly, you could do like light, and that is being a vigilante who is fighting for justice. that the system does not satisfy. The justice system, uh, many justices are not being done in the justice system. And often it is, for instance, hard to prove who has been raped, and you might want to kill somebody that is going unpunished. So you might want to settle minor injustices or injustices closer to you, or you might also have a larger than life plan for changing the world, like Light. Um, if you choose to do things only in your immediate context to make things right, I think you'd get caught. So Light, for instance, made a mistake by only focusing on a specific area of Japan in the beginning of the series, which was stupid. You have to think strategically if you want to create a new system of justice through the powers of the Death Note. But if I were to do it, I'd probably get too tied up in my emotions, and I'd try to fix things primarily in my immediate context. I'm not sure I'd have the overview to know where to start to create the systems. I think Light's project is extremely ambitious, and I'm glad somebody or I think only somebody as genius as him could do that. And even he did not succeed because he got caught in the end. Now, finally, you could be a sadist. The Death Note could use, you can manipulate people up to the end of their lives with the Death Note, and only your imagination limits what sort of damage you as a sadist can do. I know some people in the world, they're sexual predators. They definitely use this for this person, for this purpose, and this has unlimited potential for evil. Okay, so those are the 5 ways I can use a Death Note if I wanted to. I'll just list them up briefly again. I could be disinterested and leave. I could be disinterested because of my morals. I could be disinterested because I was afraid to get caught. I could be disinterested for many other reasons, but I could use this for 2 reasons, mainly that I'd be a vigilante or I'd be a sadist. So these are my 5 scenarios. Do you agree with these scenarios? Then please tell me, or if you have any comments, then please do. Bye.